And before she died, while she was on the hospital bed, I was with her. And then she looked me in the eye and she said, because she already knew I had a passion for ministry. And she said, as you preach, please tell every young girl they have no reason to be single mothers.
Well, good evening and thank you for joining us again on Serious Matters. This is ONIF TV, and of course, we are looking at a very sensitive topic, today, and I hope you had a very good Sunday. I don't know how to start this because it's going to be a very long one. And what I mean by being long, I don't mean that this video is going to be long. I mean that it's going to be a very long series. We are going to be having this for quite some time, discussing the creature called woman. We're going to be looking at womanhood. We're going to be looking at how we could address quite a number of things, and the Bible talks about you not despising your youths, and so let nobody despise you, and so don't allow anybody say, oh, what experience have you? It's not a matter of experience. It is a matter of being inspired, being knowing the truth. And so somehow, I feel we should all learn from one or two things. And becoming a single mom or single dad, as it's become a norm, in the society today. And if you will agree with me, you will agree with me, or let me just say straight away that you will agree with me, that the problem we have in our societies today, excuse me, I beg your pardon. The problems we have in our societies today are results, more than 90% results of failed parenting and failed families. And so we need to get back to the roots. Let's look at, how all these things started. You will discover, or agree with me, that most of my videos have always been about families being in good shape and all of that. So let's see this again. The title is that every child needs a father. Every child needs a father. So I had this video, you saw the intro. I had this video by this young man who was raised by a single mom. But while the mom was dying, actually gave this simple advice. And so I want us to listen to this, and our women should listen properly, our men should listen properly. Please do share this video with others. Let people see, let people understand. You see, what have become a norm is not really the right thing. That something is done by everybody doesn't mean that it's the right thing that is to be done. Everybody could be wrong. That's true. So let's see this video, a bit lengthy, but then let's see it. And so we'll come back and talk about one or two other things.
My
yes.
mom was a single parent. And before she died, while she was on the hospital bed, I was with her. And then she looked me in the eye and she said, because she already knew I had a passion for ministry, and she said, as you preach, please tell every young girl they have no reason to be single mothers. And I believe that hearing the question, and I didn't say anything, I just felt like, she said to me again, one of her final words, she said, every child needs a father. And if Adam was not necessary, God would have created Eve alone. We understand the challenges especially with the 21st century we are in, knowing that there are fathers who are useless, there are fathers who are not worth it, there are men who are serial heartbreakers. But it still doesn't take away the fact that this is the way God has designed our families to thrive. He might be a stupid man, but he remaining in that house is a major lesson for the children. He might not be the man you want him to be, but his voice, each time he raises it in the house, leaves an impression for your children. We know there are ones that are very silly, they don't live up to expectation. But notice very carefully, even among the Jews in which the milieu of the Bible was crafted from, the Lord leaves a responsibility to the Jewish fathers that every Friday evening they were supposed to be blessing their children. That is where the milieu of the Bible were crafted from. And then I keep asking a question. You have a home where there is no father. My mom's greatest pain was because there is something a woman can do and there is what a man can do. It's not just about having sex. It's not just about doing that. But there's something that she tried to do everything. She was the counselor. She was the provider. She was the one that broke down. By the way, she died of heart failure, because she tried to do everything. She was the mother. She was the father. She was the counselor. She was everything. When we were angry, we poured it out on her. When we were frustrated, we poured it out on her. It might look very fashionable to be a single mother right now. But 10 years after now, would you still be proud that I took the right step? 20 years after now, will your children may not tell you, but there were times when we were mentally abused. We went out there to play with other children, and they just threw a word at us, go and call your father, and all that. Because I knew it made my mother cry all the time. Whenever I come back and ask her, who is my father? She would just break down and start crying. I never bothered to ask her all that question, but I knew how mentally scarred I was until I started growing up. So please let us put these things in proper perspective. Please, I also want to reiterate again, no matter what men have done to you, please, there is always a man somewhere that will make you smile. And I want you to pray into it, and I want you to believe it. And the last thing I want to share, which is a question that they've already answered, is about my marriage. When I got married newly, marriage was hell. Very hell. If there's something called the heller than hell, that was exactly how my marriage was. One day I was praying and I was telling God, you know what? This is the end. Let her go her way. Let me go my way. She's successful. I am successful. Everybody will be fine. God said something to me, and that is what I want to tell you. He said to me, this marriage is not a destination. It is an assignment. And to the extent to which you will solve this assignment will determine your promotion in destiny. When the view of my marriage changed from coming to receive love, coming to make sure she says the right thing, to the place where I have to be giving the love, to the place where I have to be the one saying the right thing, to the place where I don't have to respond to her anger. For every anger, I'm not telling you it was a bed of roses. It was not. Today, I stand to say, and I mean, my wife is one of the sweetest person you would ever meet. She was not like this. She was not like this. But God had to bring me to the place where I saw that marriage as an assignment. And the day I saw my assignment, our assignments come differently. Short essays, objective questions, this one and that one. Different. We all.
Now, you must have learned one or two things. I would allow that video to finish so that you can hear the completion of what this great man has learned and has to learn or say to you. Just hear.
Have our assignment, but first of all, change the mindset that this is my assignment, and your approach to your marital issues will change. Thank you very much.
Now, you see, sometimes or most of the time, the truth is not always sweet. In my place, they say when siblings go in and they have a discussion and they come out angry with themselves, they must have told themselves the truth. But if they come out and they are happy, they are laughing, most likely they have told themselves some lies. So let's tell ourselves some truth. I said chaos and the problems we have in the society, up to corruption, they are all products of failed parenting, failed family systems, and until these things are corrected, we probably will not have the required or the change that we desire. Now, let me put it this way. When we look forward to having better results, or you look forward to having better outputs, you change the inputs, because the input determines the output. And so if we would correct the decadence that has gone into parenting and the kind of family system that we're on, then we won't have corrupt persons in power, corrupt people in offices. Because even as it is, you find it difficult to relate with somebody who says, I am a religious person, who says that, in fact, people will prefer to relate with you on the ground that you are a traditionalist, if there's any word like that, rather than tell the person that, oh, I am a pastor, I'm an imam, that's why you should give me the job. That's why you should give me the contracts. That's why you should take me into office. People will say, no. We have had people, like that who have failed us. And now, it didn't mean that when these people were going into office, they had good intentions. But they didn't have a very good foundation. Because what the Bible says is that when you train a child the way he ought to go, then when he grows up, growing up means that when he begins to have access into positions and places of authority and power where the need for him to exercise the grace of God upon his life, when that time comes, that's what it means by when he grows up. He says when he grows up, he will not depart from it. He will not depart from it. And what that simply means is that he gets into office, they say, come and cut corners. He says, no, I'm not cutting corners. Now, you might want to ask, there have been people who have tried to stay, holy, in quotes, who do not want to, you might say, yes, but it's hard for one person to be in the midst of so many and then say, but then the truth is that you will be known for who you stand, all the indices around you, to be sure that you are not standing on the wrong side. Because if everybody is going in that direction and you are the only one going in this particular direction, are you saying that everybody going in that direction are wrong? So you must check properly. That does not still mean that you cannot be the only right person amongst a particular number of persons. But the truth is that you can't be the only one on the planet. You can't be the only right person standing on the planet. Elijah in 1 Kings chapter 18. He said, I'm the only prophet left. And God said, no, I have 7,000. I have 7,000 that have not bowed down at all. They've not bowed down to anything, they are not corrupt in any way. And so he discovered that he wasn't the only person. So at the point when you think that you are the only one that is standing, you are the only one who is righteous, or who is doing the right thing, or who is being fought against, then you are making a mistake. Now that takes me back to where we started from, and that takes me back to the video that we just watched. You just saw the testimony of a young man who was raised by a single mother. He's a pastor now, and he had all the things that he shared with us, to share. Not to take your time. Let me reiterate that this ideology that young women go into marriage with today, it has to be discarded and thrown into the bin. Where you say that, oh, I'm going in, if it doesn't work, then he goes his way, I go my way. That's a very, very wrong ideology. You already laid a terrible foundation for yourself. You already laid a terrible, you already laid a terrible foundation for yourself. And that's the truth. And when you now look at it, that's, most of this, let me take celebrities for example. You discover, you hear, he's married today, and in the next few months, she's no more married. Now they just believe, these guys believe that, what is the man doing in the house? He provides for the family. I can provide for the family. In fact, I'm making more money than him. You have forgotten that the man is a voice. Just like this young man said. He might be the most unreasonable man. The man, your husband, might be the most unreasonable man. But the fact that he is in your home goes a very long way. The voice of the man cannot be replaced. The place of the man cannot be replaced. Remember that it wasn't the man that was brought to the woman. It was the woman that was brought to the man. The way some ladies handle marriage today is as though it was the man that was brought to the woman to say, be with him or be with her. Or maybe in another way, we make it look as if the woman was forced on the man. Say, look, Adam, you must keep this woman. It's not so. It's not so. I'll share it earlier on, how, God made man from rough edges, a ground that had gravel, it has clay, it has, all kinds of soil, everything put together. The man was made out of it. And so this man, single-handedly, he didn't get tired naming all the animals that were brought to him. That was how rugged, rough he was then. Because man is no more as healthy as that. Man has become a very endangered species. And that's why you see people dying at the age of 40, 60, 40, 50, 40, 50 now. Life expectancy has dropped drastically. God just have mercy on us. And so, that man was so rugged, was so strong. The man that was made from this, sand and gravel and everything put together. Now, from all those things put together, we now took one rib, one of the ribs of the man. I don't know how many ribs we have now, but I think we have about, say about 12 or, I think, yes, I think about 20 or so. I don't know now. But then I'm not in medical practice and I've not tried to count, So, but then he took one rib, one of the rib, which actually is part of him. He took one of the rib and made a woman, or made somebody, created another being that is called a woman by name. Now imagine that same woman. I would have showed a particular video, but our social media platforms will not allow, it won't allow, they will cancel this whole video if I show you that video. So it's better I don't show you so that you don't throw away this very, very interesting video. It is absurd and suicidal. It is as though you are going before a full-grown lion, going to contest with a full-grown lion, going to stand before a full-grown bear. David said, when the bear came, I killed it. When the lion came, I killed it. You think all those things happened by power? How old was David? I killed the lion. You think it was ordinary hand that he used to kill? You think it was by strength, by power that he killed Goliath? Do you know how kitted Goliath was? Have you ever thought about it? You thought he did it by his own strength? A single sling. The likes of Goliath, if you give them a 7.6 millimeter ammunition, if you shoot them with an AK-47 with a 7.66 millimeter ammunition, they will take it and run. That is how huge that guy was. They will take it. It will enter them and they will still run with it. They were not small guys. So it will be absurd, it will be suicidal, just as so many are entering into it today. It is suicidal for any woman to say that what a man can do, I can do too. I smile. I stand, to be not to be corrected on this particular one, because I don't support certain things, but I know that the right time will come and those things will be addressed correctly. I believe that when people talk about gender equality, there should be, what do you call it now? It should be analyzed. It should be analyzed. Okay, let me digress a bit. What is in that video? The video I would have showed you is the video of a woman who was fighting a man who fighting his wife, carried the wife up and hit the wife on the floor, and the wife died. And also another one too, the woman was fighting with her husband, carried a big stone and hit it on the head of the husband, and the husband died. Both sides. So when you talk about domestic violence, it happens on both the man and also the woman. There have been several men who have been killed by their wife, and there are several women who have been killed by their husband. So it is on both sides. However, we've got to get to the bottom of that. Now, that's not what we're discussing. We're going to be looking at that sometime later, where we'll be getting some people to come and talk to us, on that. But then this particular one, if I may go back a bit to what I was trying to analyze about Adam and Eve, it is suicidal for Eve to now say that what Adam can do, I can do. No, you are a finished product. You are a finished product. It is suicidal. It is as though, like I said earlier, I was describing it as though as somebody who thinks because he's huge, goes and enters into the cage of a full-blown lion, he will be torn into pieces. And when I say torn into pieces, I don't mean any harm. I don't mean domestic harm or what have you. I mean you will be shattered. Shattered emotionally, shattered, mentally, you'll be shattered. And that's the result that you saw in the life of that dying woman, that woman who advised the son. Say, tell every woman, tell all the young girls, never to think of becoming a single mother. It's a terrible thing to be. It's a terrible thing. Never you say, what the man can do, I can do better. Look, there are things that you can do as a woman that the man cannot do. That's true. But to say that what the man does or what the man has been designed to do, you can do better, it's a suicidal mission. It's a suicidal mission. Now, that woman died of heart attack, because she had been carrying the burden of two people or persons. And as it is, they say gender equality. So that means I'm supposed to carry 50, my wife is supposed to carry 50. Is that not what they are thinking? Can you imagine? That's killing. I say she must carry 50. Must carry 50. What are you contributing to this family? What are you contributing to this family? What are you contributing? Those men who say such things, I pity you. No. What is he contributing into this family? That's your business, Abby. Whatever she's contributing is just an addition. It's not the in thing. You must pay your dues. And so this one is just like an introduction into what we'll be discussing in the coming weeks. But I just need you to get it straight and pass this message to every young girl outside there who feels that because she's okay, she has a PhD, her husband has a PhD. She has the master's, her husband has the master's. And so what does he have that I do not have? Oh, there is so much that he has that you don't have. In fact, you might even have a master's. You can have 10 PhDs and your husband does not have 1 degree. You still do not have what he has. So please pass this message. Let this video go viral. Share it with everybody that you know. Share it with them and make sure they watch. Cut it into pieces and send it to them. Let them still know that there are sane men. There are people who think, who have their heads on their neck and their brains intact. And we know the right thing. I think that I have to run. I can send my child to school. I can do this. I can do that. No wonder. No wonder the children come out and they are decayed. Maggot is coming out of their body. Literally, they are decayed. Product of single parents. Now it might be nice. It might look good from the video. I'm making reference to the video. From the video, it might look nice in the first 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But look at what you heard what he said. By the time it's 5 years, 10 years, you will know the difference. You know the difference. You cannot replace the voice of a man in the house. It doesn't matter how stupid, how irresponsible a man is. A man is a man. and you can't take his place. You can't do what he does. You can't do what he is designed to do. It is, like I said earlier on, it will be absurd for the help to become the carrier of the load. It will the help that is designed to help. So it's like a fulcrum that is just a support to help. Now you said I have to run. If I can help, then I can carry the load. Carry it. Some people, most women who have carried this load, they are not out to tell the story. They are not out to tell the story. They won't tell you how they felt carrying the burden all alone. Every child needs a father. Every child needs a father. Never you think or say that I don't need him. I can do all things. But Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ of the family of our time. You can do all things through your fat salary that strengthens you. You can do all things through your PhD that strengthens you. You can do all things through your position as the MD that strengthens you. Well, what is enough otherwise? Like I said, we'll be doing some things in this regard for some week now. Coming weeks now, we'll be talking, family issues. We just discuss. You are free to drop your comments. You are free to drop your comments. I also note that I don't support domestic violence or whatever. I'm not proper. I'm not advertising that, and that should not be should not be the case. I'm not saying that if your husband is threatening to kill you, you should stay with him. No. So that you saw it on one show, and that boy is the one that said that. I didn't say that. I only said that if the foundation is done properly, if it's addressed properly, then you get good result. The fruits will be good. And what I also mean is that even though you've already laid the foundation before and it's not been right, if your husband is still alive, you can still retrace your steps. Get these children back under the covering of that man. You know what the Yorubas call the husband? They call them Adeori, the covering of the head. The covering of the head. Some people even say that, he's the head, but I'm the body that is carrying him. Okay. Remove the head. Let's see what you can do as a body. You can't move as a body. Just remove the head. Do you know what? Have you noticed something? That once the head is removed, thank God for technology, once the head is removed, the identity of the fellow is gone. You hardly can identify somebody. I mean, if you see a cadaver, a body, you can't identify the body. It makes it difficult. Except in cases where you have maybe a scar or something that is well known. Once the head is removed, your identity is gone. And so, young women, please, don't nurse it. Let it not be your plan. Have a good understanding of the institution. It's very interesting if you play the games according to the rules. Don't go there to go and take or usurp authority. That's a major problem. Usurping authority, wanting to do what somebody else is doing or what somebody else has been designed to do. There are so many things that you are designed to do as a woman that we are not designed to do. You can multitask. We are just training to multitask. You can do so many things on the at the same time. We are doing one thing, and you say the next you call me for another thing. You are distracting me, but you don't get distracted. You're cooking in the kitchen, you're attending to the children, doing the assignments, you are on the phone talking to your friend, and everything goes pari passu. The food does not get burnt, your children finishes the assignment, and your call, your conversation with whoever it is that you're talking to is all fine. As I close, beware of friends. Beware of friends. Beware of friends. If you are going to have a successful marriage, you don't need friends. You must have a life of your own. You must have a life of your own. Beware of friends. Friends who will tell you how to do it. Friends who will tell you who wants to teach you what they themselves don't know. Friends who want to show you the way they have never been on. Can you imagine a single mother advising somebody in marriage, somebody who is still with her husband? Can you imagine? You are with your husband at home, you have issues with your husband. Who does not know that she only wants to employ you into the company of single motherhood? Matters are even worse when a married person is taking advice from a single lady. A married lady taking advice from a single lady. That's more terrible. And you think it is normal. You think it is sane. Beware of friends. Friends. You see, for the first 5-10 years of your marriage, friends should not. And you see, you know what my wife did at home? You know what But it's common with you women. Oremi, my wife, my friend. Oremi, she said we should do it. She said I should do it this way, and I did it that way. In most cases, they only want to throw you out. They want you to become like them. They have nothing to offer you. They are only going to make your life miserable and terrible. Your friend knows that you are a decent woman. You are with your husband. You don't mess around. You don't commit adultery. She knows that you are a decent woman. All she wants to do is to mess you up so that you can't open your mouth and say that you are decent anymore. Wherever they are mentioning decent woman, so that you can't raise up your hand anymore. That's what he wants to do. And so he says that how can you be eating just one food one day, one food all the time? You are eating just one food. Change your diet now. Change your diet. That is an advice from the pit of hell. Change your diet. Then she will help you to look for the diet that you eat. And so after you've eaten that one, you eat another one again and eat another one again until you become a something else. And then she will pull aside. Beware of friends. I don't want to, well, it's already a long video, but I don't want to make it too long so that you will enjoy it, and so that we'll be able to continue from here next time. Thank you very, very much for watching. I will come back again very soon by God's grace, and so we'll be able to continue from here. I feel that we have been sent, with this solution in this generation so that we can help ourselves and things can get better. It's not about the political party that comes into power. It's about our families. It's about our families. Terrorists were born by parents. They didn't drop from heaven. The governor, the president was born by somebody. And so, whatever the case is, the roots